The ocean, it covers over 70% of our planet, yet we know more about the surface of Mars than what lies beneath its waves. There are places down there where no light shines, places where entire ships vanish, where the pressure can crush steel and the silence is deafening. Tonight, we dive into the unknown, into the cold, dark heart of Earth's final frontier. These are 5 real deep-sea mysteries that science still can't fully explain. The strange sounds of the Mariana Trench, who or what is screaming below? The Mariana Trench is Earth's deepest place, over 36,000 feet down. A world of freezing temperatures, bone-crushing pressure, and eternal night. But something else hides there. Something loud. In 2014, hydrophones picked up a sound. Scientists dubbed it the Western Pacific Biotwang. It repeated, it moved, and it didn't match any known sea creature or geological event. It wasn't alone. Other strange recordings came from the trench. Rhythmic pulses like sonar, mysterious thumping noises like a heartbeat, and a ghostly whistle that seemed to echo across the deep like a scream swallowed by water. Was it geology? An animal? Something else? The trench hides its secrets well, but one thing's clear. Something is making noise down there, and we still don't know what. In 1955, the MV Joita set sail from Samoa on a short cargo run, a simple trip, routine. On board were 25 souls, crew, passengers, even a doctor heading to perform surgery on a remote island. But the ship never made it. Weeks later, it was found drifting, 600 miles off course, tilted, partially submerged, but still afloat. Not a single person remained on board. No lifeboats, no distress call, just eerie silence, bloodied bandages, a stopped clock, open crates, and a working radio, set to the emergency frequency with a broken antenna. Theories, everything from rogue waves to pirate attacks to spontaneous abandonments. But the MV Joita was still seaworthy. Why leave a ship that wasn't sinking? No bodies, no survivors, just an empty vessel forever caught in a question mark. Not all mysteries come from forgotten ships or ancient trenches. Some are painfully recent. In 2017, the Argentine Navy lost contact with one of its submarines, the RS San Juan. It had been on a routine patrol, crewed by 44 sailors. Its last message? A report of seawater entering the snorkel and causing a battery issue. A concern, but nothing catastrophic. Then, silence. For days, rescue teams scoured the ocean. 18 countries joined the search. Families waited, hoped, prayed, but there was no signal, no debris, only an anomaly, detected just hours after the last message, a sound consistent with an underwater implosion. Still, the wreck remained hidden. It took over a year to find the San Juan. When they did, it was over 3,000 feet below the surface, crushed, torn apart, an implosion so violent, so sudden, the crew likely never had a chance to realize what was happening. Theories swirled. Some blamed the battery issue, possibly leading to a hydrogen explosion. Others pointed fingers at poor maintenance. A few whispered about covert missions, foreign interference, or hidden threats in those waters. The Navy insisted everything was routine. But for the families, the loss wasn't just tragic. It was suspicious. The San Juan's final resting place now lies silent, a metal tomb in the deep. And though the wreck was found, the answers still feel out of reach. Sometimes, closure isn't about knowing what happened. It's about accepting that you never will. Thousands of miles away in the South China Sea, there's a place called the Dragon Hole. Locals have known about it for centuries. They called it the Eye of the Sea, a perfect circle of dark water surrounded by vibrant coral. It looks calm from above, peaceful even. But beneath the surface, it plunges over 900 feet, the deepest known blue hole on Earth. For generations, fishermen avoided it. Boats vanished there. Currents behaved strangely. Legends spoke of dragons and spirits. But it wasn't until 2016 that scientists truly began to explore it. They lowered cameras and robotic vehicles into the depths. The first 100 feet teemed with life, fish, coral, color. But past 300 feet, everything changed. At 500 feet, light disappeared. The water grew thick. At 600 feet, they reached a boundary, a halocline, a sharp chemical line that blocks oxygen from passing through. Below it, nothing, not even bacteria. It's a dead zone, a place where life ends and decay begins. But even down there, strange formations twist out of the darkness. Ledges, tunnels, shapes that seem unnatural. One probe reportedly lost signal at the very bottom. It never came back. To this day, no one knows what lies beyond the dragon hole's depths. It's as if the Earth opened its eye to stare back and never blinked. In 2007, a deep-sea exploration team captured footage of something floating near the ocean floor. At first glance, it looked like a jellyfish, but then it stretched, shifted, changed shape. It had no clear structure, just long, flowing tendrils that drifted like fabric in the water. Some dubbed it the Cascade creature. Others called it the deep-sea phantom. Biologists couldn't classify it. It didn't fit any known genus. Its movement was hypnotic, like it was thinking, observing, not just drifting but moving with intention. Some believe it was a new species. Others think it was something older, much older. A relic of a time before land animals ever existed. A life form that never needed sunlight, that never left the deep. Or maybe it wasn't a creature at all. Maybe it was something else entirely. All of these stories lead to one unavoidable truth. We are guests here. The ocean doesn't reveal its secrets easily.
The ocean, a world of endless mystery, where the unknown lurks beneath the waves. For centuries, humanity has been captivated by the creatures that inhabit these waters, from the majestic to the monstrous. But sometimes, the mysteries of the deep defy even our wildest imaginations. In 2003, off the southern coast of Australia, a team of marine scientists embarked on a mission to unravel one of these mysteries. Their target was a 9-foot-long female great white shark, which they would come to know as Shark Alpha. Equipped with a state-of-the-art tracking tag, Shark Alpha was to be the centerpiece of a study on the migration patterns of great whites. Little did they know, this shark's journey would lead to one of the most perplexing and chilling discoveries in marine biology. 4 months after Shark Alpha was tagged, a beachcomber stumbled upon the device washed ashore, just 2.5 miles from where it had been deployed. Intrigued, the researchers retrieved the data from the tag, hoping to glean insights into Alpha's behavior. What they found left them stunned. The data revealed a sudden and dramatic event. Shark Alpha had been swimming along at a normal depth when, without warning, she plunged nearly 1,900 feet into the abyss, a depth far beyond her typical range. At the same moment, the temperature around the tag skyrocketed from 46 degrees Fahrenheit to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature spike indicated one thing: Shark Alpha had been swallowed whole. But what could have done this? Great white sharks are apex predators, feared and respected by all who share their waters. The only known predator capable of challenging them is the orca. However, orcas are air-breathing mammals and rarely dive deeper than 850 feet, far shallower than the depths recorded by Alpha's tag. Could there be an undiscovered predator lurking in the depths of the ocean, a creature so massive, so elusive, that it has escaped detection by modern science? The ocean is home to giants, from the sperm whale to the colossal squid. But what if something even larger, more powerful, remains hidden in the uncharted depths? Could this mysterious predator have been responsible for Shark Alpha's sudden disappearance? To this day, the true fate of Shark Alpha remains a mystery. The call of the deep is one of the most mysterious and terrifying phenomena known to man. It's a haunting occurrence where a diver, under no apparent distress, becomes irresistibly drawn toward the dark, unfathomable depths of the ocean, swimming downwards with an almost trance-like purpose. It's as if some unseen force or ancient siren beckons them, pulling them away from the safety of the surface into the abyss, never to return. Many attribute this to the effects of nitrogen narcosis, often referred to as the rapture of the deep. This altered state of mind occurs when nitrogen builds up in a diver's bloodstream under high pressure at greater depths. It can distort perception, impair judgment, and induce euphoria, or more unsettlingly, a calm yet inexplicable compulsion to descend further. However, the accounts of those who resist assistance or actively fight to continue their descent suggest something beyond mere chemical interference. Some speculate that the call of the deep is a manifestation of the ocean's primal pull, a resonance that taps into a part of the human psyche attuned to the unknown, the vast, and the eternal. The depths of the sea are a place where light ceases to penetrate, where sound warps and fades into silence, and where humanity's presence feels like an intrusion into something ancient and indifferent. It's as though the ocean, vast and untamed, whispers promises or secrets too alluring for the mind to resist, beckoning the unwary deeper into its shadowy embrace. Skeptics argue it's nothing more than a combination of psychological and physiological effects, while believers whisper that the phenomenon feels alive, an echo of something primordial, a force that hungers for human curiosity and weakness. Whether a trick of the mind or the ocean's own malevolent will, the call of the deep remains an eerie reminder of how little we truly understand the vast, dark worlds beneath the waves. In November 1896, an enormous, mysterious mass washed ashore on Anastasia Island, near St. Augustine, Florida. Dubbed the St. Augustine Monster, this glob of grayish-pink flesh weighed around 5 tons and measured over 20 feet long, baffling locals and scientists alike. Discovered by 2 boys, Herbert and Dunham Pierce, the strange carcass lacked bones and recognizable features. Dr. DeWitt Webb, a local scientist, documented the find, sparking theories about its origins. Some speculated it was a giant octopus, a colossal squid, or a decomposed whale. Years later, scientific analyses, including a 1971 study in DNA tests in the 1990s, identified the creature as likely the remains of a sperm whale, composed largely of collagen. Despite these findings, the St. Augustine Monster remains a symbol of the ocean's mysteries and a cornerstone in cryptozoological lore. While science may explain its origin, the monster's story continues to captivate those who dream of undiscovered wonders beneath the waves. Organism 46b is a mysterious and large aquatic creature discovered beneath Lake Vostok in Antarctica. Allegedly captured by a Russian scientific team in 2012, it was a 33-foot-long, 14-tentacled squid-like beast known for its remarkable abilities. It could shapeshift, release venom into the water to paralyze prey from a distance, and its limbs displayed aggressive behavior even after being severed. The team, led by Dr. Anton Padalka, encountered the organism while exploring the lake, only to be stalked and attacked by it. The Russian government later took possession of the creature, reportedly suppressing any information about it to prevent knowledge from leaking to the public or other countries. Dr. Padalka fled Russia after claiming that the Russian government intended to weaponize the organism, but has since gone missing, leading many to question the authenticity of the story. The Yanuguni Monument, located off the coast of Yanuguni Island in Japan, is an intriguing underwater formation that has fascinated scientists, archaeologists, and tourists since its discovery in 1985. This submerged site features large stone blocks arranged in patterns that resemble human-made architecture, including stairs, terraces, and ramps. Measuring approximately 150 meters in length and rising 20 meters above the seafloor, its size and highly regular features suggest deliberate construction rather than a natural formation. The debate over the monument's origins has been ongoing for decades. Some researchers believe it may be the remains of an ancient structure, potentially a ceremonial site or temple, dating back to around 10,000 years ago. Others argue that its symmetrical features could be the result of natural erosion, shaped over time by underwater currents and seismic activity. The monument's discovery has sparked significant discussion about its purpose, and the surrounding geological context complicates interpretation due to the area's susceptibility to earthquakes and underwater erosion. The Yanuguni Monument remains a popular destination for divers and researchers seeking to explore its mysteries. While high-resolution imaging and 3D scans have provided new insights into its structure and layout, much remains uncertain. As technology advances, there is hope that more conclusive evidence will emerge, allowing researchers to better understand the monument's origins and significance. Despite the ongoing debate, the Yanuguni Monument remains one of the world's most fascinating underwater archaeological sites, offering potential new insights into ancient human history.
Throughout history, tales of legendary creatures lurking in the depths of our planet's oceans have captivated humanity's imagination. One such intriguing account dates back to 1915 when German U-28 submarine crew reported an astonishing encounter with a massive aquatic creature during a naval operation in the North Atlantic. The enigmatic creature, described as a gigantic aquatic crocodile, has since remained shrouded in mystery, leaving experts and enthusiasts to speculate about its true identity and origin. The story of the U-28 creature begins with the sinking of the British steamer Iberian by the German submarine U-28 on July 30, 1915. As the Iberian succumbed to the torpedo attack and disappeared beneath the waves, an unexpected and violent explosion erupted from the depth. This blast propelled the gigantic aquatic animal high into the air, leaving the crew of the U-28 astounded. Commander von Horstner, along with 6 officers of the watch, had a front row seat to this spectacle. The creature they witnessed was awe-inspiring. With its estimated length of 60 feet, 4 limbs resembling webbed feet, a long tail, and a pointed head. Despite their astonishment, the crew's inability to capture photographic evidence left the encounter with an air of ambiguity. Some skeptics might dismiss such accounts as mere myths or fabrications, but the credibility of Commander von Horstner's logbook report deserves consideration. His role as a submarine captain instilled a sense of responsibility and accuracy in his official documentation. It is improbable that he had any ulterior motive to invent such an encounter, especially considering the skepticism that usually accompanies such reports. The absence of any motivation for deception lends credence to the authenticity of the event. Furthermore, the sighting's lack of multiple witnesses and the passage of time have rendered any further investigation impossible. As with many historical mysteries, this lack of concrete evidence fuels curiosity but also limits our ability to definitively identify this enigmatic creature. 2 primary theories have emerged over the years in an attempt to explain the identity of the U-28 creature. One theory posits that the creature was a previously unknown species of saltwater crocodile. The similarity noted by the witnesses to a crocodile supports this hypothesis. While no known crocodile has reached the size reported, it is plausible that a relic population of a species like Sarcosuchus imperator, which went extinct around 112 million years ago, may have survived into modern times and evolved to inhabit saltwater, growing to enormous sizes. The second theory proposes that the creature was a surviving member of the mosasaur family, large marine reptiles that existed during the Mesozoic era. Although the largest mosasaur species reached nearly 60 feet in length, they are believed to have gone extinct around 66 million years ago, along with the dinosaurs during the TAT extinction event. If this theory were true, it would challenge our understanding of extinction events and species survival. As captivating as these theories are, the reality of the U-28 aquatic creature remains elusive. Without tangible evidence or the ability to examine the creature directly, we are left to ponder the mysteries of the deep ocean and the possibilities that lie therein. Unless another sighting or discovery occurs, the truth behind this century-old encounter may forever be an unsolved mystery. The mystery of Casper, the white octopus, began in 2016 when it was first spotted at a depth of 4,290 meters in the waters of Hawaii. This discovery was significant because no octopus like Casper had ever been observed at such extreme depth. The cephalopod's ghostly appearance earned it the nickname Casper, as it resembles a cartoon character called Casper the Friendly Ghost. Several intriguing characteristics of Casper and its behavior sparked curiosity among scientists and raised questions about its uniqueness and evolution. Most octopuses have colorful chromatophores in their skin, allowing them to change their appearance and use camouflage to confuse predators. However, Casper lacked these chromatophores, resulting in its pale coloration. The reason for this absence of pigments in its skin remains unclear, but it was suggested that it could be related to a lack of pigments in its food. Researchers saw Casper with its arms wrapped around clutches of eggs attached to tall sponges on the seabed. This egg-laying behavior is very unusual because it was previously theorized that seabed-dwelling octopuses required hard rocks to lay their eggs on. Casper's ability to lay eggs on sponges challenged this assumption and opened up new questions about octopus evolution and reproductive strategies in deep-sea environments. Despite researchers' efforts to learn more about Casper through archived footage from deep-sea surveys, the octopus has not yet been officially named because no physical specimen has been collected for detailed study. Obtaining a physical specimen is crucial for scientists to conduct in-depth examinations and gain a comprehensive understanding of this enigmatic creature. The black demon shark is a legendary creature said to inhabit the waters of the Gulf of California, which is also known as the Sea of Cortez. Descriptions of the creature depict it as a massive shark that is approximately as big as an entire school bus. It resembles a great white shark, but with pitch black coloration and piercing dark eyes. Even though there is no concrete evidence that the creature exists, there have been many reported sightings of it. Stories of the black demon often paint a terrifying picture of an aggressive predator capable of overturning boats and devouring entire groups of sea lions in a single gulp. Eyewitness accounts suggest a level of ferocity beyond any known shark species, instilling dread in those who claim to have encountered it. Numerous theories attempt to explain the existence of the black demon. One theory suggests it may be a surviving megalodon, a prehistoric shark species that once roamed the oceans but became extinct over 2.5 million years ago. However, the idea of a living megalodon is improbable, as there is no scientific evidence to support such claims. Another plausible explanation is that the black demon could be a hypermelanistic great white shark, meaning it has an overabundance of melanin, resulting in darker skin color. While hypermelanism has been observed in certain shark species, such as cat sharks and rays, it remains uncertain if it can occur in great whites. With all that said, the enduring allure of the black demon lies not only in its potential existence, but also in the broader implications it poses. The legend challenges our understanding of marine biology, biodiversity, and the extent of our knowledge about the ocean's depths. As with other cryptids, the black demon taps into our innate curiosity about the natural world, sparking wonder, respect, and sometimes fear for the vast, unexplored oceans. The contorted squid is a mysterious creature that was encountered during an ocean exploration mission in the Gulf of Mexico. This contorted mystery squid may be the most bizarre ever seen. The squid's appearance was unlike any typical squid, as it exhibited an inverted, contorted posture. Its limbs were tightly curled inward, with 4 of them extending stiffly outward, giving it an otherworldly and alien-like appearance. The researchers were astonished by its extreme pose, leading them to describe it as the most bizarre squid they had ever seen. Despite similarities in limb and body shape to squids from the Sacroteuthidae genus, the extreme nature of the squid's posture made it virtually unrecognizable as a squid. This puzzling behavior added to the allure of the creature and intensified scientists' desire to understand more about its identity and habits. What do you think? Is this an undiscovered species of squid, or is it something else entirely? Tell me in the comments below. The Tully Monster is one of the most enigmatic and unexplained creatures that ever roamed the earth. This prehistoric aquatic creature, formerly known as Tullimonstrum gregarium, continues to captivate scientists to this day, as its true identity and place in the evolutionary tree are a total mystery. The story of the Tully Monster begins in the 1950s when an amateur fossil collector, Francis Tully, made a remarkable find in the Mason Creek fossil beds of Illinois, USA. Among the fossil-rich shale, Tully discovered strange elongated creatures with a unique combination of features that puzzled scientists from the start. The Tully Monster's fossil consists of an elongated body with a distinctively long tubular structure at the front, often referred to as a proboscis. Its eyes are positioned on either side of the proboscis, and it also has a caudal fin at the rear, resembling a modern fish. The first challenge that scientists faced was how to classify the Tully Monster. Early theories suggested it might be a type of worm or mollusk due to its soft-bodied appearance and the presence of internal structures that resembled radulae, the feeding apparatus found in certain mollusks. One particular theory claims that the Tully Monster was an interdimensional being that arrived from a distant planet. None of these theories can be proven, and the mollusk theory doesn't fully explain all the unique characteristics and features seen in the Tully Monster. To gain a better understanding of the Tully Monster's identity, researchers turned to its ancient environment. The Mason Creek area was once a tropical coastal lagoon, providing valuable insights into the ecosystem this mysterious creature inhabited. By analyzing the other fossils found in association with the Tully Monster, scientists attempted to reconstruct its habitat and potential interactions with other organisms. As technology advanced, paleontologists employed advanced imaging techniques, such as CT scanning, to study the internal structures of the Tully Monster without damaging the delicate fossils. These scans allowed scientists to create 3D models, providing more insight into the creature's internal anatomy. Despite the lack of a definitive answer regarding the Tully Monster's classification, researchers have proposed speculative behaviors based on its anatomy and comparisons with modern animals. Some theorized that the long tubular proboscis might have been used for capturing prey or for sensory purposes. Others thought it could have been a scavenger or a predator preying on smaller creatures in its environment. As time goes on, the mystery of the Tully Monster endures, leaving scientists eagerly anticipating further discoveries and insights. The quest to unveil the true identity and lifestyle of this ancient enigma continues, reminding us that the world is filled with wonder and that there are still many secrets left to uncover in our planet's rich geological history.
The mysterious Giant Serpent. When sailing in the South Atlantic, officers and crew aboard the HMS Daedalus ship saw what they described as an enormous 60-foot serpent swimming with its head 4 feet above the water. Captain McQuarho also said that the creature passed rapidly, but so close under our lee quarter, that had it been a man of my acquaintance I should have easily recognized his features with the naked eye. According to 7 members of the crew, the mysterious creature remained in view for around 20 minutes. Lieutenant E.A. Drummond recorded the events in his diary the day he observed them and also made sketches of what he saw. It is said that the HMS Daedalus incident wasn't the only time the mysterious creature was sighted. Other supposed sightings of the creature occurred during the 19th century, mainly in the Atlantic, which lent it some public and scientific credibility as a real animal, but the HMS Daedalus sighting was the most notable one. There is no doubt that something remarkable passed by that ship on that day, and the Daedalus case has remained one of the most famous and puzzling maritime mysteries of all time. The Octavius. The story of the Octavius is considered to be one of the eeriest ocean mysteries of all time. In 1762, a sailing ship named the Octavius departed China for London. The captain decided to go through the Northern Passage, but the ship never reached London. Many years later, the ship was found floating aimlessly with the whole crew frozen solid and dead. It was found 14 years later after it was last seen in 1762. It was October 11, 1775, when the whaler ship Herald stumbled upon a rather strange-looking ship. The crew of Herald thought that the badly weather-beaten ship was drifting and decided to give it a closer inspection. They made their way slowly through the strange, creepy, and quiet ship. In the lower deck, they discovered 28 sailors, frozen stiff and completely motionless. When they reached the captain's office, they found him behind his desk, also frozen, and he was still holding his pen. The inkwell and other everyday items were still in their place on the desk. Turning around, they saw a woman wrapped in a blanket on the bed, frozen to death, along with the body of a young boy. It seemed that everyone on the ship has been frozen to death in an instant. Upon inspecting the captain's desk, the crew found a logbook that belonged to the captain. In it, the captain had documented the ship's journey when it began in 1762. The 13 years between 1762, when the ship departed from China, and 1775, when it was found by the Herald crew, were nowhere to be found in the logbook. With the realization that they are on board a ghost ship, the crew of the Herald were frightened of the Octavius and feared that it was cursed, so they quickly headed back to the Herald and simply left the Octavius adrift. To this day, it has never been sighted again. The mysterious vanishing of C-124. While flying across the Atlantic Ocean in 1953, a Douglas C-124 aircraft crashed with 53 people on board. The plane ditched safely in the Atlantic Ocean and all of the passengers survived. The C-124 ditched at approximately 700 miles southwest of Ireland. The aircraft was intact when it touched down on the ocean. All the survivors exited the aircraft wearing life preservers and climbed into the inflated 5-man life rafts. The rafts were equipped with cold weather gear, food, water, flares, and emergency radios. Shortly after the men were in the life rafts, a pilot out of Ireland spotted the rafts and the flares that the men had ignited. Their location was reported, and the pilot left the scene when his fuel was getting low. No other United States or Allied planes or ships made it to the ditch site for over 19 hours, until Sunday, the 25th of March 1951. When the ships arrived, they discovered that the aircraft, along with its passengers and crew, have completely vanished. All they found were some charred crates and a partially deflated life raft. Ships and planes continued searching for the next several days, but not a single body was found, and the fate of the aircraft and the 53 survivors remains a complete mystery to this day. It has been theorized that the survivors may have been snatched by the Soviet Union for their intelligence value. No one knows if that's true or not, but it's not totally unlikely, given that Soviet vessels were active in the area during that time. Another theory claims that the Douglas C-124 Globemaster, along with its passengers and crew, might have been completely swallowed by an unknown gigantic ocean creature. A creature so large that it swallowed 53 individuals and an entire aircraft in one leap. The Strandzha Beast. On September 25, 1808, John Peace, a local man, fishing off the coast, was puzzled by the sight of seabirds flocking around what looked like an animal's corpse on the rocks. Turning his little boat, Peace made his way to the carcass. But what he found was unlike anything he had encountered before. Lying on the rocks were the remains of a large serpent-like creature, with a long, eel-like neck and 3 pairs of legs. The corpse was examined and meticulously studied 10 days later by George Sherrar and 3 other men. The mysterious creature was described as serpentine, measuring exactly 55 feet long. But as part of the tail was apparently missing, the animal was actually longer than that, with a neck measuring 10 feet 3 inches long. The head was like that of a sheep, with eyes bigger than a seal's. Its skin was grey and rough to the touch. However, if stroked from the head down the back, it was said to be as smooth as velvet. 6 limbs extended from the body, and the beast had wiry hair that grew from its shoulders, down to its tail. The hair was said to glow eerily in the dark. By the end of September, news of Strandzha's monster had spread far and wide. Because the remains had rotted away to practically nothing, the 4 men who had originally examined the carcass were taken to Kirkwall. There, they had to swear to the magistrate that their information was the truth. Scientists have theorized that the Strandzha beast is most likely just a basking shark, an animal fairly common in the waters around Orkney. But the mystery doesn't end there. Even if the Strandzha beast was nothing more than a dead basking shark, an element of mystery is still present. The longest recorded basking shark measured a mere 40 feet to 15 feet smaller than the remains of the Strandzha beast. At 55 feet long from tip to tail, the shark that decomposed to form the Strandzha beast must have been a monster in its own right. Scientists still fail to explain the huge length of the Strandzha beast. The Devil's Sea. The Devil's Sea is a mysterious area in Japan's corner of the Pacific Ocean where many ships have vanished, including multiple large vessels in the 1950s. In fact, between 1950 and 1954 alone, no less than 9 large freighters reportedly disappeared in the area, and none of them managed to send out a distress call. When the Japanese government got fed up with the situation, they sent a ship called Kiyomaru to research the situation. It disappeared too. Following this incident, the Japanese government reportedly declared this area dangerous for marine voyaging and transporting goods. Moreover, as a result of this unprecedented incident, all efforts to unearth the facts behind the mystery were also aborted completely. The continued mysterious existence of the Devil's Sea area is testimony that certain phenomena in the world are far beyond the control of human beings.
Deep in the dark abyss of the ocean lies one of the most mysterious creatures that have ever existed. A creature so elusive, so rare, that only a handful of people have ever seen it. It is the megamouth shark. The megamouth shark was first discovered in 1976 off the coast of Hawaii when a U.S. Navy research ship accidentally caught one in its nets. The megamouth shark's mysterious nature has led some people to speculate that it could be a remnant of an ancient shark species that has been long extinct. The megamouth is truly one of the rarest and most mysterious sharks in existence. It is known for its large mouth and filter-feeding behavior, but scientists are still trying to understand its ecology and behavior due to the difficulty of studying it in its deep-sea habitat. It is estimated that there are only around 100 recorded sightings of this creature. We basically know very little about it. The megamouth shark is a filter-feeding shark, meaning it feeds on plankton and other small organisms that it filters through its large mouth. Its mouth is so big that it can swallow a human whole. But don't worry, the megamouth shark is harmless to humans. We still don't know much about the shark's behavior, its breeding habits, or even its lifespan. It's a very enigmatic creature. The megamouth shark is a living fossil, a window into the past that can tell us a lot about the evolution of sharks and their role in the ocean's ecosystem. The Kraken is a legendary sea monster that has been described in various forms throughout history. Now hold on, I know what you might be thinking right now, that I am trying to convince you of the existence of a creature that is often considered mythical. However, I ask that you keep an open mind for a moment. While there is no definitive proof of the Kraken's existence, there have been numerous sightings of this monstrous sea creature in different parts of the world, which suggests that there may be a chance that the Kraken is real. It is said to be a massive cephalopod, similar to a giant squid or octopus, with long, tentacle-like arms and a huge, bulbous head. For centuries, sailors have shared stories of encountering this monstrous sea creature, and the legend of the Kraken has captivated people's imaginations for generations. Some stories describe it as being as large as an entire island, capable of dragging entire ships and their crews to their doom. There have been many reported sightings of the Kraken throughout history, particularly in the North Atlantic and the seas around Norway and Greenland. One of the earliest known accounts of the Kraken dates back to the 13th century, when the Norse sagas described it as a creature that would surface from the depths of the ocean to attack ships. In the centuries that followed, many sailors reported encountering the Kraken. Some described it as a massive, shadowy shape looming beneath the surface of the water, while others claimed to have seen its enormous tentacles rise up out of the sea. The legend of the Kraken is particularly terrifying because it was believed to be capable of sinking entire ships with ease. Sailors told stories of the Kraken attacking their vessels, wrapping its tentacles around the hull and dragging the ship and its crew down into the ocean's depths. It's important to note that some of these stories are likely exaggerated or outright false, and there is no concrete evidence that the Kraken ever existed. However, some other stories may be genuine, and we have no reason to assume that they are false. This tiny, translucent immortal creature has been baffling scientists for years with its incredible traits and features. First off, let's clarify what we mean by immortal. While the immortal jellyfish can't live forever, it has an extraordinary ability to regenerate itself. When it reaches the end of its life cycle, instead of dying like any other creature, it reverts back to its baby form and starts its life cycle all over. This process is known as transdifferentiation, and it's something that no other animal in existence can do. But the immortal jellyfish isn't just remarkable for its ability to regenerate. It's also deadly and venomous. The immortal jellyfish has the ability to kill a human with its small, hair-like tentacles that contain thousands of tiny nematocysts, which are stinging cells that release venom when they come into contact with something. Despite its incredible traits and features, the immortal jellyfish is still a mystery to scientists. They're still trying to understand how the jellyfish is able to regenerate itself and maintain its youthful state. Some scientists believe that the jellyfish is able to reverse the aging process by resetting the DNA in its cells, while others think that it's able to maintain its telomeres, the protective caps on the ends of chromosomes that shorten as we age. In 2010, a team of Japanese scientists discovered something really bizarre and strange while searching in the deep parts of the Pacific Ocean, particularly in an area called Sagami Bay. The bizarre incident was captured on camera, and to this day, no one can explain what the Japanese scientists discovered on that day. Let's watch the recorded footage. The video starts out normal, showing familiar sea creatures like octopuses and squid. At around 3 minutes in the video, this mysterious creature appears. What kind of creature is that? It kinda looks like a dolphin, but it's not one. Some have theorized that it could be a creature called the Ningen. The Ningen is a supposed cryptid that is believed to inhabit the icy waters of the Antarctic Ocean. The term Ningen originates from Japanese folklore and translates to human or humanoid. Reports of these enigmatic beings describe them as massive, humanoid creatures with distinct human-like features. According to eyewitness accounts and alleged sightings, Ningen creatures possess a streamlined, mermaid-like body shape similar to that of a human. Witnesses often describe their skin as pale, bluish-white in color, which is believed to help them blend with their surroundings. The Ningen is typically depicted as lacking most visible facial features, such as nose or mouth. Their limbs resemble those of a human, with arms, legs, and even fingers reported in some sightings. Reports of Ningen sightings primarily emerged on internet forums and online communities in the late 2000s. Crew members of Japanese fishing vessels and explorers operating in the Antarctic region have claimed to witness these mysterious creatures. The sightings allegedly occurred during nighttime or in foggy weather, when visibility is reduced, making it difficult to capture clear photographic or video evidence. Witnesses often describe a sense of awe and fear upon encountering a Ningen. They report these creatures appearing silently and calmly gliding through the frigid waters, occasionally surfacing partially or entirely. The encounters are said to be fleeting, with the Ningen disappearing beneath the water's surface or fading into the fog. Now, could the creature found in Sagami Bay be the Ningen? Or at least, could it be an undiscovered species of sea creatures? There's no definitive answer to that question, but I say it's not beyond the realm of possibility. After all, it is estimated that approximately 80% of the world's ocean remains unexplored, representing a significant portion of our planet that remains largely unknown. This staggering statistic highlights the vast potential for new discoveries and the existence of countless species yet to be documented. But until concrete evidence is obtained, the unknown Sagami Bay creature remains an intriguing enigma, sparking curiosity about the secrets that may lie hidden in our planet's unexplored realms.
There are many mysteries in the world that we still cannot explain. Whether you're into solving puzzles or just want to know about interesting things, mysteries are a great way to spend your time. Today, I am going to talk about a mysterious discovery from the North Atlantic, a discovery that still baffles scientists to this day. A couple of years ago, a team of scientists were sailing in the North Atlantic when they made a chilling discovery. What the team of scientists discovered was unlike anything they had seen before. They found a mysterious dark-colored shark that looked as if it was hundreds of years old. When scientists conducted some experiments and studies on the shark, they found that the shark was indeed very old. Like, very, very old. The Greenland shark, which grows only 1 centimeter per year, is estimated to have lived for 512 years. This means that this shark is as old as the Mona Lisa painting and existed way before William Shakespeare was born. The shark was born in 1505, which makes it the longest living vertebrate in existence. Even the oldest living shark ever recorded, before the discovery of this Greenland shark, lived for only 250 years. The Greenland shark that was discovered recently is a true genetic anomaly that will probably never occur again. Now just imagine with me again, this shark existed since 1505. It was literally alive during the founding of the US, both World War I and II, the sinking of the Titanic, the rule of King Henry VIII, the exploration of the Americas by Christopher Columbus, and before Michelangelo began painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome. If that isn't mind-blowing, then I don't know what is. This shark is a living time capsule. Scientists still cannot understand or explain how this shark was able to survive for more than 500 years. It is one of the biggest mysteries of the world.
Number 1. Big Fin Squid. Big fin squid are a group of cephalopods in the genus Magnapina and family Magnapinidae. Little is known about the big fin squid, as no adult specimens have ever been captured or sampled. Nonetheless, these animals are notable for their arms and tentacles that are extremely long and thought to be 4 to 8 meters in length. Currently, scientists have officially described 3 species of these giant squid, but there may be more. Only more sightings of these unique animals will help us to understand them more. Big fin squid are widely distributed throughout the world's deep ocean, and they can live deeper than any other known squid. They live at extreme depths of nearly 4,800 meters in the deep sea. They have been spotted off the coast of Ghana, Senegal, south of Mauritius, the Gulf of Mexico, Hawaii, in the area of Rodriguez Island, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and even around Australia. Big fin squid stand out from other squid because of their extremely long arms and tentacles. These have been estimated at up to 15 to 20 times the mantle length, making some of the largest specimens at 8 meters or more. What's more, the appendages also seem to be held perpendicular to the body, creating the appearance of strange elbows. Like other squid, big fin squid have 8 arms and 2 tentacles, each covered with microscopic, sticky suckers. But the arms and tentacles are indistinguishable from each other, unlike other squid. Also, it is thought that the appendages have little muscle, and likely rely on water movement to maintain their characteristic pose. Very little is known about the diet or the feeding behavior of these deep-sea squid. It is thought by scientists that they feed by dragging their arms and tentacles along the seafloor and grabbing edible organisms from the floor. They may also use a trapping technique and trap zooplankton as and when it swims past or bumps into their arms. Number 2. The Ninjan. Over the past few years, rumors have circulated in Japan about the existence of Arctic humanoid lifeforms inhabiting the icy waters of the Antarctic. Reportedly observed on multiple occasions by crew members of government-operated whale research ships. These so-called ninjans are said to be completely white in color with an estimated length of 20 to 30 meters. Eyewitnesses describe them having a human-like shape, often with legs, arms, and even 5-fingered hands. Sometimes they are described as having fins or a large mermaid-like tail instead of legs or even tentacles. The only visible or identifiable facial features are the eyes and mouth. According to one account, crew members on deck observed what they initially thought was a foreign submarine in the distance. When they approached, however, it became clear from the irregular shape of the thing that it was not man-made, it was alive. The creature quickly disappeared underwater and was never seen again. Number 3. The Frilled Shark. The frilled shark is a strange, prehistoric-looking shark that lives in the open ocean and spends much of its time in deep, dark waters far below the sea surface. Its long, cylindrical body reaches lengths of nearly 2 meters, and its fins are placed far back on the body. The frilled shark gets its name from the frilly appearance of its gill slits. Frilled sharks are active predators and may lunge at potential prey, swallowing it whole, even if it is quite large. Their normal swimming style, however, is distinctly eel-like, as they swim in a serpentine fashion. The preferred prey of the frilled shark is squid, and they have several rows of long teeth, each with 3 long points, that are perfect for snagging the soft bodies of this prey. Though they specialize on squids, frilled sharks are known to eat a variety of fishes and also other sharks. Frilled sharks are only very rarely encountered in the wild, so little is known about their ecology. The limited information that scientists do have is based on dissection of individuals captured in deep-sea net fisheries and observation of the occasional live individual in captivity. Frilled sharks reproduce via internal fertilization and give live birth. However, they do not connect to their young through a placenta, like in most mammals. Instead, embryos live off of energy obtained from yolk sacs, and only after the juveniles are able to survive on their own does the mother give birth to her young. Little is known about the population trends of frilled sharks, but they are rarely encountered by humans and are likely naturally rare. In some places they are accidentally caught as bycatch in fisheries targeting other species, and in these cases, they may be kept and used as food. No fisheries specifically target frilled sharks. Experts, as a result of their natural rarity and occasional capture in some fisheries, consider the frilled shark to be near threatened with extinction. Number 4. Stygiomedusa gigantea. Stygiomedusa gigantea, commonly known as the giant phantom jelly, is a part of the monotypic genus of deep-sea jellyfish, Stygiomedusa. This jellyfish was only sighted 110 times in 110 years. It is a jellyfish that is rarely seen, but believed to be widespread throughout the world, with the exception of the Arctic Ocean. Stygiomedusa gigantea is thought to be one of the largest invertebrate predators in the ecosystem. It is commonly found in the ocean's midnight zone, reaching depths as deep as 6,665 meters. Stygiomedusa gigantea has an umbrella-shaped bell that can grow up to 1 meter. The bell's pliant tissue allows for the jellyfish to stretch 4 to 5 times its size, presumably to engulf their prey. Their forearms have a paddle-like or kite-like shape and can grow up to 10 meters in length. The arms grow in a V-shape transversely, with a wider base and tapering towards the ends. They do not have any stinging tentacles and instead use their arms to trap and engulf their prey, which consists of plankton and small fish. An analysis of a collected Stygiomedusa gigantea showed that their jelly appears a red-orange color only when there is visible light. However, since they dwell in the deep ocean, visible light does not penetrate far enough. Thus, the giant jellyfish may appear invisible or glow orange very faintly in its surroundings, depending on the depth of the water. Furthermore, their bodies being made of either spongy tissue or jelly allows for the species to withstand the enormous deep ocean pressure of 5,800 pounds per square inch. Known to be one of the largest invertebrate predators in the deep sea, the giant phantom jellyfish's typical prey consists of plankton and small fish. The Stygiomedusa gigantea tends to be more dominant in locations with a low productivity system, which in turn deters other predatory organisms, like fish, to high productivity systems. However, the jellyfish remains an important predator for the deep sea, often competing with squids and whales. Number 5. The Pacific Black Dragon. The Pacific black dragon is a deep-sea predator that lives in the deep waters of the eastern Pacific Ocean from about 200 to 1,000 meters deep. Though they spend most of their time in these deep waters, Pacific black dragons are known to migrate toward the surface at night, following their preferred prey of small crustaceans and other fishes. As they are ambush predators, their bodies are dark black. And even their stomachs are coated with black tissue to block out any light that might be produced by bioluminescent light-producing animals that they eat. Along their dark bodies, Pacific black dragons have several rows of specialized light cells, called photophores, that are probably used to attract mates. They have a separate light organ at the end of the long barbel that hangs down from the chin. This organ is used as a lure to attract prey toward their teeth-filled mouths. Adults reach approximately 2 feet in length and are skinny and eel-like, though these fish are not closely related to true eels. Even though it lives in deep waters, the preferred depths of the Pacific black dragon receive some sunlight during the day, so the eyes are large and well-developed. Interestingly, most of the characteristics that I mentioned only apply to the females. The males are much smaller, have no teeth, stomach, or barbel, and are unable to feed. They never really leave the larval stage of development, and all of their energy comes from the egg yolk. Males only live long enough to mate, soon after which they die. This extreme difference in the sexes has been documented in other deep-sea species as well, and may be a means to reduce competition for limited resources while preserving the importance of mixing genes through sexual reproduction. Larvae of both sexes have extraordinary, stalked eyes that they absorb as they mature into young juveniles. Pacific black dragons are not eaten by people, and there is no evidence to suggest that people have any negative effects on their populations. They are likely naturally rare, however, and any changes to the deep-sea environment could threaten this interesting species.
Off the coast of Tenerife, Spain, an extraordinary event has shaken the scientific community. A live adult black devilfish, one of the ocean's most elusive and terrifying deep-sea predators, was spotted near the surface in broad daylight, an event that may have never been documented before. What could have brought this mysterious being into the light? And what does it mean for our understanding of the deep sea? The black devilfish, also known as the abyssal anglerfish or black sea devil, is a creature of nightmares. With jagged teeth, a monstrous form, and a bioluminescent lure sprouting from its head, it thrives in the crushing darkness of the deep ocean, lurking at depths of up to 4,000 meters. But on January 26, near Playa San Juan, this enigmatic predator defied all expectations. Just 2 kilometers from shore, a research team from Condric, Tenerife, an NGO specializing in marine conservation, made the discovery of a lifetime while conducting a study on pelagic sharks. What they encountered was something they never expected: a black devilfish struggling in the open water, far from its natural abyssal home. Laia Valor, a marine biologist on the team, described the surreal moment. As they were heading back to port, something dark in the water caught their eye. It wasn't plastic. It wasn't debris. It was something alive, something foreign to the surface world. The team spent hours observing it, documenting its condition. Unfortunately, the fish was severely injured and did not survive long in the unfamiliar hostile conditions of the surface. Its brief and tragic appearance has left scientists with more questions than answers. Following its death, the fish was transferred to the Museum of Nature and Archaeology in Santa Cruz de Tenerife for further examination. This rare opportunity allows scientists to study the creature up close, something that has rarely been done with a live adult specimen. Until now, only larvae or dead adults had been observed, making this one of the most extraordinary finds in deep-sea research. But why did this creature rise from the depths? Experts speculate that it could have been suffering from a disease, caught in an upwelling current, or even escaping from a predator. Some have even suggested a link to climate change. Could shifting ocean temperatures be forcing deep-sea creatures into unknown territory? The black devilfish's survival strategy relies on its signature feature, a glowing lure dangling from its head, produced by symbiotic bacteria that emit light in the eternal darkness of the deep. This bioluminescent trick draws unsuspecting prey right into the anglerfish's menacing jaws. But in the sunlit shallows, this evolutionary advantage becomes useless. The surface is no place for a predator of the abyss. This unprecedented sighting has captivated marine biologists and oceanographers alike. It serves as a stark reminder of how little we truly know about the mysteries lurking in the deep. If a creature as elusive as the black devilfish can appear where it has no business being, what else is waiting to be discovered?